Hey you guys, and happy August. So we are jumping right into August, and at first I was a little bit worried about the month because August is an 8 and 8 tends to deal with some endings, but I love change, and so diving into August has been great. I can't wait to see where this month goes. There's a lot of power and really what it holds. We have some powerful eclipses. Who knows? So we have a lot of potential and a lot of excitement. Really what happens there, it just depends on you, what you're going to do with that energy. Now, we are in the midst of Leo season, and Leo is all about creating our heart and letting that shine and being who we are and offering something to the world that the world benefits from. And yeah, it might stroke our ego, yeah, it might make us feel good, but we're giving to other people without taking away from ourselves. That's really, really important. This Leo is ruled by the sun. The sun lights up our solar system, and it at no expense to itself. It lights up the solar system, and the planets revolve around it, and it gives off life, but it doesn't diminish its own power, and that's what Leo is all about. Now we had a Leo new moon, July 23rd. Now, new moons are a time to set intentions. It's a time to figure out what it is you want and clear out what's blocking you there and set the intentions to grow that. And during the time of the new moon transitions to the full moon, we are set to work on that energy. And by the full moon, we are set to culminate. We are set to harvest what it is we intended to create. Now, we had that new moon at 0 degrees Leo. 0 is the very, very first degree of an energy. It's all about getting things started. And so we're all passionate about getting our Leo energy ready to go, but we might not have really known what it is we wanted to create. We might have an intention that, yes, we want to shine. We're ready to step into our full power. We want to offer the world what we have to offer and what they need. But what is that? What does that mean? We're not really sure. Now, today we had the moon and Saturn sync up. And Saturn ends up going direct later this month. I wrote a post on it on Facebook if you checked it out. If not, it's so worth the read. But Saturn is a planet of discipline. And right now it's in our visionary Sagittarius. So when it comes to building what we want, building our vision, it's really putting the pressure. It's making things hard. But it's not making things hard so that we limit our vision. It's not trying to rein us in when it comes to our vision itself. It just wants to be it wants us to be more practical about how we go about doing that. It does want to rein us in, but in a more refined, calculated way. So we need to narrow in our focus and figure out what it is we want to build. So right now, when the moon is in Sagittarius, we're feeling reflective on our visions. Saturn is in Sagittarius, asking us to really put in effort, think about our future. It's a great time to really ask ourselves that Leo's energy of that new moon. What is it we want to offer? Where do we see ourselves, in the future, down the road, 10 years, 30 years, 40 years? Where do we see ourselves? What do we feel like we have to offer? What have we built around us? What have we found? And what is our truth? And so we're really getting in tune with that and understanding what that is and kind of shaping our philosophies now based on our life experiences and really learning from our life experiences with all the maturity we can muster. Saturn, it is the maturity planet. It does not like when you are dependent and needy and not self-sufficient. Saturn wants you to step up to the plate, and so that's what it's asking us to do. So Sagittarius energy, it is trine Leo. They are both fire energies, and they work really, really well together. So doing this work of figuring out what it is we want and focusing on our path and where we're headed is the perfect thing we need for that Leo energy of figuring out what it is we want to create. How do we create that? How do we shine? Getting into that vision, thinking in the long term is how we're going to shine in that long-term picture and how we're going to shine now. We're going to focus on shining now, creating now to create that long-term vision. Now we do have a full moon in Aquarius on August 7th. Now this is not just any ordinary full moon though, this is a lunar eclipse. So a lunar eclipse is when we have the moon and the sun. And normally we see the moon and the full moon completely full because the sun reflects all of its light on the moon, and where the moon is positioned in relation to the earth and the sun, we can see all of what is revealed by the light. But during the lunar eclipse, the earth gets in between the sun and the moon. So the sun cannot shine its light on the moon, and the moon cannot reflect that light back to us. So during this lunar eclipse, we won't be able to see the full moon for a little bit. And basically the full moon is a time of culmination. The moon is about our emotions, and it's about reflection, and it waxes and it wanes, and it rules the the tides, and it rules like the mother's belly in pregnancy. It waxes and wanes, it brings to life and gives birth, and it goes back down, and then it retreats and recovers, and then gives pregnant, and then gives birth, and just that's what the moon is doing. It's just growing and then shrinking, and growing and shrinking, and growing and retreating. And so right now we're at a peak growth, but right when that peak growth happens, we have a lunar eclipse that's blocked out. So we might find that we feel blocked out right now with our culmination, but really this energy, it lasts for a long time. Some people say it lasts up to 6 months after the eclipse. So we can see the culmination of our full moon happen up to 6 months after this point. So this is going to be a delayed gratification when it comes to the Leo energy and what we are building. Aquarius energy, which is what this full moon is in, it's all about awakening. It's about connections from the universe and other people, and moving us forward in leaps and bounds. So this energy, this lunar eclipse, it might produce something that can really, really move us forward and take us into the future and what we want to do, and really just pick us up and surprise us with the connections it brings and the placement it puts us into the world that allows us to let our light shine. But our light's not truly shining quite yet. We still have more work to do. We still have that energy to kind of work itself out. Now, we also have another Leo new moon. And so we had that first Leo new moon where we set our intentions, but we weren't quite sure what we wanted. It's Leo, it's new energy. We're not quite sure what we want. And now we have the second Leo new moon. And this new moon is a solar eclipse. So where before we had the Earth blocking the light from the sun to the moon, now we're going to have the sun and Earth, and we're going to have the moon in between. So the moon is going to block the light from the sun to the Earth. So we won't be able to see the sun. Now the sun is like Leo. It rules our heart. It rules our ego. It rules what we're trying to create. The moon is our emotions, and it's what we need on an internal level. So during this Leo new moon, we're going to have a Leo sun and a Leo moon. We're both going to be shining our light and our emotions on what it means to let us shine, to make our hearts happy, and to create, and to just embrace our inner child and just be. But the moon's going to overshadow the sun a little bit. We're going to block out that heart and just really focus on the emotions. What is it that we need? What is it that we want for ourselves? What kind of basic necessities do we need to have satisfied? And Leo does really deal with needs. Leo is focusing on the self, and with the Leo moon, it's what do we need? A Leo sun is like, what do we need to feel secure so we can shine? So this Leo new moon, it's at 28 degrees Leo. Before we had 0, and now we have 28. There's only 29 degrees and 59 minutes in the sign before it moves on to the next sign. So we're almost in the Virgo season here. So, but not quite yet. So we're almost done with this Leo energy. So here we are, new moon, setting intentions, powerful solar eclipse. Again, this lasts like 6 months. We might not see the intentions we even want to set yet. Like we might set them within time. We might realize what it is we want. We might have epiphanies later on to figure out what it is we want. And so right now, we aren't sure. And so we have to figure out what it is that we need, what is it we want. We've spent the entire Leo season building who we are and creating. But it's still up in the air. What do we want? Who are we? What makes us shine? And so the solar eclipse is asking us to kind of really reflect on that and really dive in and say, what is it that we need? How do we shine? We all want to be loved. We all want people to look at us and be like, wow, I like that person. I like what they're saying. I like what they have to offer, their charm, their humor, their intelligence, their beauty, whatever it is that makes you feel like you're shining. You will be able to be like, yeah, I really like that. I want some more of that. That's awesome. I like this person. So that's what we want with this energy. And so it's really just defining, what do we want to be known for? What do we want to be liked for? And how can we do that in a genuine way? It's not wrong to be liked. Right now we have a Leo North Node. The North Node is where we all collectively, because it's the current one, should be striving for. We should be striving for shining. We should be striving for taking our starring role. We have an Aquarius South Node. South Node is where it's been done and it's been played, and we need to move past that, because if we continue to try to tackle problems through the South Node, we're going to run into problems. Things are not going to work out. Aquarius is humanitarian issues. Aquarius is the bigger issues, the collective problems. It's worrying about issues of survival. And it's trying to come up with new ideas. It's networks and it's friends. So right now you may find that social groups aren't working out too well. You may find that friend groups aren't working out too well. And you may also find that trying to take a humanitarian approach to crises right now, it's not working. It's not working. Everybody is all like geared up because of the solar eclipse. They're like, oh, it's going to be so powerful. And, you know, like Trump's increasing his security, and these are doing, like, this government official's doing that. And like all these different precautions the world's taking for this, you know, solar eclipse, and like North Korea's missiles are being advanced and everything, but we don't need to focus on that. As weird as that sounds, you know, global warming is a huge crisis. That doesn't matter. Right now we need to focus in on ourselves, because we have energy. We have energy in us that individually influences that collective. So by focusing in on ourselves, what we want to shine, our heart and what is good, and focusing on that good, not ego, not pride, not stubbornness. Leo's a fixed sign, so we have to watch out for this. But just if we just truly focus in on honing in and healing and growing who we are and shining in a pure and wonderful and healthy light, that's going to put energy out. That's going to help everything. It's going to help all those problems that we're so worried about. But it's through trying to solve those problems head on, that's not working. So with this eclipse season and with this Leo season, focus in on the sun. Focus in on what it is you want to create. When the full moon with the lunar eclipse goes into an Aquarius, we're going to feel the energy of people around us really heavy. But do not focus in on that. Do not attach to that. Do not get invested in that. If there's benefits, you know, get what you need, but really just leave the mess. It's not worth it. And our South Node, it can show us what we've carried from past lives, what we carried from the past, that can kind of help us forward. You know, we want to have a healthy, ideal balance of that energy. We want to care about other people. Don't get too selfish in the Leo. You don't care about other people. But like ideally, because it's something we came from the past, we should be able to use our assets from that, not rely on them, but use them to move us forward with our North Node, and then kind of just let that work itself out, because it works itself out through investing in the North Node. I heard once, and I love this, love this description of the North Node. The North Node and South Node is a dragon. The head of the dragon and the tail of the dragon. The head of the dragon is the North Node. The tail of the dragon is the South Node. You feed the head of the dragon, and then it shits out fertilizer. And fertilizer helps things grow. So you invest your energy in the North Node, and that gets processed and digested by your energy, and it gets spit out the other end, and the energy that brings life and fruition to that South Node. So if we try to feed the tail of the dragon, that doesn't work. You don't feed by stuffing stuff up your butt. You don't want to shit out your mouth either. So you feed the head of the dragon, and you fertilize through the tail of the dragon. So with this North Node, all this energy, and the North Node is closer into like the late 20s. I believe it's like 27, 25 degrees right now. I'm not quite exact on that. I can leave that in the description though. So it's going to be more in effect the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse is going to be near the North Node, versus the lunar eclipse. It's not quite the moon's not going to be quite conjunct the South Node. The sun's not going to be quite conjunct the North Node, but the overall themes of Leo Aquarius are there. So don't worry too much about focusing on reaping the benefits and like, oh no, I'm going to like hang out with my friends on this full moon and it's going to go bad. Like, don't worry about that. Just focus though on building who you are. And during this Leo season, this August is 8. It is about transformation. 8, it's the infinity sign, so it's just this huge loop, but it's also death and rebirth. Death and rebirth. It's 8. We're changing. We're transforming. It's alchemy. In chemical change, the properties that you change, they cannot go back to what they once were. That makes a chemical change versus physical change. Physical, you can bring the two items you mix together back separate. Chemical change, you cannot. What you bring together, it's completely changed. It's something completely new. You cannot go back. And that is what 8 is about. This is change with these powerful eclipses. In this Leo season, we are stepping into a new light, a new world, and there's no going back. And it's for the better. So please, please, please make sure you put good energy out there and you focus in on yourself, because we are all energy, and our energy collectively builds up together and creates the world. So focus on you. Make sure you're doing right by you. Don't give in to ego, but live by heart, and watch the rest of the world kind of benefit from that. And don't do it because of the rest of the world. Do it because you deserve it. You deserve to live from your heart. You deserve love. And living from your heart is a form of self-love. You deserve that. But there's benefits for everybody. And who doesn't want to, benefit from that? Good luck on the eclipse season. If you have any questions or have anything you want to add or comment on, please leave a comment. If you are looking for a reading as well, if you want help with this eclipse season and what it means to be you, what it is you want to shine, what is your building, how do you benefit from the world and what the world has to offer, how do you put yourself in this world and shine, like how do you position yourself, your light, what is, like all of that, feel free to message me for a reading. I'll leave all the information in the description as well. And I hope everybody has a happy August and eclipse season, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.